M. Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog here at KIX96country.com. Our guest today, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of, well, just south of here, Birmingham, Alabama. Please welcome for the first time to KIX Country, Randall Lee Richards. How are you, man?
I'm great. Thanks, Fletcher.
Well, thanks for coming down here.
Yeah, man.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your career. Now, you, basically, the story that I got on you was somewhere around the age of 11 or 12 years old, you decided, I'm going to do this music thing. So you decided this much earlier than most folks that I've met.
Yeah.
And you went to Nashville and started knocking on doors at like age 12?
Yeah, at age 12. And I, couldn't drive from Birmingham to Nashville, so I got my older brother, Rick, to drive me up there. And we started walking up and down, Music Row. And I actually got signed to a small label.
Like on the first day, like that day?
That day.
How does that even happen? There are a lot of people watching right now who want to know, how did you do that?
Well, I guess I've always been super A-type personality, and I believe God's given me gifts, to sing and to write songs and, play music that, it allows me to be able to do that. I don't think it's for me. I think it comes through me.
Well, who did you meet that first day in Nashville that made you, that said, here, we got to get you?
Shelby Singleton.
Okay.
You've heard his name. I think it was Shelby Singleton who signed me to his little label that he had at the time. And, then I got, later I got signed to, actually 4 major labels over a period of years between that 12 years old and about 23. And, then I had it's a long story, but you want to hear a quick version of it?
Go for it.
Okay. I had, I was doing extremely well with my songwriting. A lot of artists were picking up my songs and covering them and selling millions of copies of them. I wasn't, but they were, but I was making some good money as a songwriter. But as a singer, I had a song that was really taken off, and it went to #1 in a lot of major markets around the U.S. and even in Europe and Japan. And so at that period of time, and I was, 23, I think, we did a concert in Miami. And because the song had been #1 for like 8 weeks in a row on this station there, WIOD in Miami, for people who live in Miami and know that. So they had this big concert, free concert on the beach. 50,000 people came out, and I was the headliner.
Wow.
And they set up this huge stage, and they set up this huge picture of me in like paper mache. And they had me come running out and break through the thing at the beginning of the show. I had a great band. We played for about an hour and a half. Everybody went crazy. We did 3 encores. And, we were just higher than a kite, not on drugs, but just on this amazing thing happening, and my career just exploding. And so it started to rain and thunder. So everybody's scattering, and they tried to get us off the stage, and there was about 20 steps to go down, and it was all those metal kind of graded steps and stuff. Well, I slipped and fell, and I injured myself pretty badly. So it was a long rehabilitation, time for me. Took about a year. There was, I got into like a major depression, as you can imagine, from that. Long story short, I just left the industry after that, and actually got a phobia about, doing any more singing, and songwriting, being in business from what happened. But anyway, in January of this year, I just woke up at 3 a.m. in the morning, got out of bed, went into the living room, and I wrote A Paradise Life in about 10 minutes. It just came through me, just like it used to do. And I woke up, and I went back to bed. Then I woke my wife up in the morning. I said, honey, I think I wrote a hit song. She said, well, play it for me. So I did. And she's like, you've got to do this. You have to do this. And, we're very strong spiritual people, and I believe God has a destiny for each one of us. And I believe it was my destiny to be a country music singing star from the beginning. and he's not going to let me stop until I do everything I can to make that happen. So since January, we put the single out. It's being played on over 1,000 radio stations around the world. Huge in Australia already. They want me to come over there and tour in the spring. You can see it's running up the charts here in America. And also, I think we're number 19 right now on the chart in UK. And I've written 15 more songs. We've recorded 14 of those already. And it's some good stuff, brother. It's some good stuff.
All right. Well, now you mentioned the current single, Paradise Life.
Yeah.
You got up middle of the night. And you wrote this. What is a Paradise Life? What is that?
Well, it's a great question. It's something that I think the reason that the song is becoming so big so fast is because everybody can relate to it. Everybody, things happen in life, right? And it's all how you react to those things that makes a difference of whether you have a happy life, a paradise life or not. For me, finding my beautiful wife and just the life that we have together means everything to me. It's my relationship with God, with my kids, with my wife. It's just it is a paradise life, and it doesn't matter what else comes in the way. I said on one of the blogs that I did, a post that I did, I think on Instagram, I said, the other day I was looking in my wife's eyes, and I thought, what, it doesn't matter to me if I become the biggest singing star in the world or not. I have happiness right now. So that's what a paradise life is about.
Wow, that's beautiful, isn't it? All right, so folks, obviously you've just made like a world of new fans out of our KIX96 listeners with that story. It's beautiful. The album is not done, but the single is out and available, but the album's not done yet.
Well, I will say this. We just last week in Nashville finished 13 of the 14 songs. So they're finished. Now we have to decide. We've got a lot of people, and in fact, if you wanted to give us some advice about it, I'll put you on the list and send all the songs to you. We need to decide, are we coming out with an EP or an LP? It's coming out in March, and what I'm hearing now is that fewer and fewer people are putting out LPs. They want more EPs. Yeah. The public really wants to eat up they have a shorter attention span. So if we put an EP out, let's say with 6-7 songs in March, maybe come with another one later in the year or the beginning of the next year. Instead of having an LP that sits around for 2 years or 3 years and then come out with something else, just keep coming with fresh stuff. Because all the players, and we're using the best studio players in Nashville on these, who play on all the hits. And they keep telling us over and over again, hey, are you going to write anything that's not a hit? They are really digging everything we're doing and think that, and the few radio people who've heard it, and I hope you'll feel the same way, are like, man, this stuff is just awesome. It's not just a paradise life, but you've got so many good songs. We've got to pare that down into an EP if we're just going to do an EP in March. So anyway, that's where we're at.
All right, Paradise Life, Randall Lee Richards. It's his single. It's out right now. If you want to hear it, make sure you call us at KIX96. We will be happy to play it for you. If folks want to find you on the internet, where do they look?
RandallLeeRichards.com, and on the homepage you'll see all of our social media buttons, or it's Facebook at Randall Lee Richards, Instagram / Randall Lee Richards, YouTube Randall Lee Richards. You can figure it out.
All right, Randall Lee Richards is our guest. Paradise Life is the single. I'm M. Fletcher Brown. I'm out. We'll see you next time on another artist video blog, KIX96country.com.